Yesterday, I had something very unique happen to me. I actually saw the future. I saw the glimpse of what the future was going to look like. And what it did was bring the past and the current, the present, into focus. And I looked at it and I said, my gosh, I now know what's going to happen, who's going to make it happen, and where I should invest in accordingly. What happened yesterday was I went to my grandson's high school graduation. And in that class of 425 students, I saw the future. It was not the past. The past is Washington, D.C. The present is Wall Street and big business. The future is in my grandson's graduating class. And the realization of how the world's going to change and how I can fit into it and how my grandson can fit into it just became clear to me. And I want to share my insights with you.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
What was different about this experience was that 1/3 of the graduating class were white, 1/3 were African American, and 27% were Hispanic, and the rest were Asian and Chinese. Thus, those of the 5,000 of us that were the white folks in the crowd were in the minority. This rang true to me as I watched that, and I remembered watching the presentation from Google on their recent developers conference, and they had 10 presenters, and 2 of them were white. The balance were African American, Asian, and Hispanic. That's the world we're moving into. When I graduated from college in 1962, my class of 1,250 students had 3 non-white people in the class. They were all African American. Look to our Congress. That's what the make-up is up there. Look to our business. Our business is rotating in the different direction. It represents my son's graduating class, that there is an integration of different nationalities and different cultures into the makeup. What's most important to me, what I saw there, was this was a group of people who made a decision to see to it that their students got a better education. And they cheered at the top of their lungs. The average student had 11 people in the audience representing them as their cheerleaders. It was deafening. But what I saw was these people wanted their children to succeed. And as a result of that, 56% of them had achieved college scholarships, totaling in excess of $10 million worth of scholarships. These were people who wanted their children to succeed and were pushing them in that direction. The student body president was a 17-year-old African-American boy. The valedictorian was a white young girl who said her brother called her Casper the Ghost. The salutatorian was a 5'4" Asian young lady. This was the most diversified group of people who were striving to succeed that I have ever seen. So with that in mind, I recognize that the future is going to look very different. And one of the things that really encouraged me as I asked my grandson, was this a harmonious group of people? Do they get along? He said, of course, Poppy. They get along totally. They enjoy each other. They learn from each other. Does that sound like what you think of high schools? Not me. There were no AK-47s. There were no outbursts of anger. This was a group of people who wanted their children to succeed and children who wanted to strive and to succeed. This is our future. That's where you and I need to invest. Now, we need to recognize that these young people are going to have to face some change. I talked to some of them. Did they know anything about genome sequencing and genome editing? No, they did not. Did they know anything of beyond how to write their term papers with artificial intelligence? No, they did not. They did not perceive the application. But what I know is they will learn it, they will implement it, and they will lead us in it. It is going to change the world, and they are going to change it. What really encouraged me was they were harmonious. They were different in every regard, but they were harmonious. No one was striving to say they can't come forward, they can't advance because they aren't part of our group. No, what's going on in Washington has to change. And what I just walked away so happy with was I now know how it's going to change. I may have to wait 10 to 15 years until they move into the positions of power and push the bigots and racists out of power in our current government and learn to live harmoniously and to strive to help each other achieve their goals. That was the beautiful thing of it. Yes, when the young man or the young woman walked across the stage, their 10, 15 people screamed at the top of their lungs, but so did the other students. They were there to cheer each other on, to help each other achieve their objectives. So am I optimistic about the future? You damn bet you I am, because we are getting rid of my generation's competition that I always have to have something bigger than you. My generation is the generation who built those neighborhoods with the fences around them, had their private country clubs, their private golf courses, their private tennis courts, and their private swimming pools. I'm the part of the population, the baby boomers, who segregated our society and thus created the anger and the frustration that so many people face now. I was so encouraged yesterday when I realized that's all going away. And those people are going to be pushed to the side. Oh, it may take another turn of an election, but those old folks are going to go away, and those bigots and those racist people who just will not accept that they're Americans. I said to my tribe, what would it take, you living where you live, and you decide it's gotten so bad that I got to walk to Canada, and I got to put anything and everything that I own on my back that I can carry, and I got to walk to Canada? That's what's happening in South America. That's what's happening in Mexico, and we're turning them away. What has to happen in your life that you will pick your kids up and you will walk to Canada? These people are here. They are here to make our country a better place. And I better stop this before it gets too political. I had a wonderful weekend. I saw my grandson graduate. I cannot wait to see him graduate from Auburn and see what that group of young people looks like, and what our nation and our businesses and our society is going to look like in the future. I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a grandfather of 3, and I just saw a glimpse into the future. I hope you share that view with me, and I hope you, as I, invest accordingly and profit off of the talents and skills of these young people of multi-races, multi-colors, multi-ethnicities that is going to continue the United States to be ranked and thought of as the superpower. Let these old folks in Washington get this debt limit behind us so that we can move forward and let these young people move in and replace them. I'll talk less about this in the future.